All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. So as we know, the NBA playoffs are in full swing, and I wanted to make a video going over a couple ways that you may be able to become a better and more profitable sports bettor during this stretch. We're going to be focusing on a site called OddsJam. I'm sure you've heard about them before. I do have an OddsJam partnership here. If you guys do want to check out any of the tools that we're going to look at in today's video, I'll have a link in the pinned comment and description. If you sign up using code GUYBOSSON, you're going to get 25% off, and that link will give you a trial as well. So it's worth checking out in my opinion. And before we do even get into the video, I will show you my track record here. This is last month in April, and this is all while considering right around a $2,500 bankroll, but we profited $800 using these tools that I'm about to show you. But I wanted to give you the social proof, like I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. So the first spot I want to navigate to is actually just going to be the simple sports screen. I know I say simple, you're probably looking at this being like a lot of colors, a lot of numbers, a lot of everything. It's a lot less complex than it looks. What this screen is pretty much going over every single sportsbook out there, looking at the line as well as the odds that they're offering. We have this filtered to the NBA points, rebounds, and assists right now, but you can literally look at any market that is available. Literally any market. And the thing I really like about this is, say you do have a play that you like. For example, if we wanted to scroll down and say, okay, you know what? We like Josh Hart's PRA today. You can see where the best lines are. So Vivid, best lines out there for both the over and the under, as well as the best odds. And you're going to want to find your sports books. Now you can easily filter to the ones that you have. I just have all of them selected right now, but say you're only on 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 sports books. In fact, let me just filter to the ones that I'm using currently. Here we go. These are the 6 that I use most predominantly here. We have BetMGM, Caesars, DraftKings, FanDuel, Fanatics, as well as ESPN Bet. And again, say we're looking at this Josh Hart line. Well, you see right here, you can start to compare these odds for that line. Obviously, if I'm looking at this and I want to take his over 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists because that's a play I like tonight, we researched it, all that good stuff, right? I'm not going to place it on Caesars. Out of all of these, that's by far and away the worst price. I'm going to go over to Fanatics for minus 120 odds. Same thing when you're looking at an under, right? Why would I place the under over on Fanatics when I can go over to DraftKings and get it for plus 110? Guys, odds shopping is so crucial in sports betting. It truly matters in the long run. Trust me. Now, that tool obviously comes into play when you already have picks in mind and you like a play, you want to go make sure you're getting the best price, right? What about a starting point? Where do we start to find plays that we like? And that's where the positive EV tool comes into play on OddsJam. This tool right here is my favorite. In fact, when I talk about being profitable month over month doing these types of plays, it's mainly positive EV betting. We'll get into the next strategy in a little bit, but positive EV, I've been living in there, and this is such a cool tool, makes it very, very easy to see. And essentially what you're doing is using math instead of trends or last 10, last 5, using math to select your plays and make bets. For example, right here, the under in the Knicks and Sixers game is plus 225 on BetMGM. Those are long odds, and I understand that. But if we look at this, plus 225, it's actually a plus 208 play across most sports books. 210 on Fanatics, plus 200 on FanDuel, DraftKings, plus 185. So the fact that we're getting this for plus 225 is worth consideration. Think of it as using all of the sportsbook's resources for their data against each other. Obviously, in this case, Joel Embiid under 7.5 points for plus 120 over on DraftKings. Okay, is DraftKings wrong, or all of the other sportsbooks that are at minus 103 average, are they wrong? DraftKings is the wrong sportsbook here. They've mispriced this line. You can see Caesars minus 113, ESPN Bet minus 110, FanDuel and DraftKings both for plus money, but DraftKings at plus 120. And I know a lot of people don't want to just kind of bet it and forget it, and I understand that. You can do both things. Like, you don't have to be on one side or the other. I like to do the heavy lifting for my plays as well, looking at trends, getting the best lines with the sportsbook screen, but I also like to positive EV bet and think of it as more of a bankroll building type of play. And this tool is constantly refreshing. I just hit the refresh button up here, and you can see a bunch of other plays just popped up. Tyrese Halliburton over 10.5 assists, plus 136. It's a plus 108 near even odds play on most sportsbooks. And honestly, what I like most about that is you're going to find a lot of plus money plays. Sure, you're not going to hit at a 56% rate, and you might even lose more plays than you win, but with the odds and with the edge on your side, it comes down to profit. And using this strategy, it's proven in the long run, you can become a profitable sports bettor. This is by far and away the best tool that I believe OddsJam has to offer. Now, I just mentioned the positive EV tool. You might lose more than you win numbers-wise, but profit-wise, you're going to win more than you lose in a sense. If you want a risk-free strategy in terms of literally making money no matter what the outcome of the game is, then you're going to want to head over to the arbitrage screen. Really, really cool how they do this. Essentially, you can use multiple sportsbooks. Again, we just have the 6 that are filtered, and I think we're getting a little bit lucky here because this is not always this populated, but hey, playoff basketball, a lot's flying around, plenty to bet on, right? But essentially what you're doing is being able to utilize multiple sportsbooks, taking each side of a play and based on the odds, able to profit. For example, Milwaukee Bucks team total over 94.5, minus 400 on DraftKings. That's crazy. I get it. But over on FanDuel, the under 94.5 is plus 600. So if you were to put $100 over on DraftKings and then $20 over on FanDuel, you'd profit anywhere from $5 to $20, no matter what the outcome is, because the Bucks either have to score more than 94.5 or less than 94.5. There's no team that's going to finish at 94.5. Yes, you may be thinking, for this one, $100 and $27, that's a lot to risk just to make $2.60 or $3.30. I understand that frustration, but it is risk-free. Don't tell me if you had a money tree in your backyard that you can go pull $3 off every single day that you'd skip a day. There's no risk. Sounds like you're putting a lot up front, but to be honest, you're going to get it back overall. Now, the bigger the bankroll, the more successful this strategy is going to be, but you can do it with a low bankroll and slowly build and slowly build and slowly build. The biggest factor here is having multiple sportsbooks, which I always encourage you guys to do so. Now, the last thing, if you don't like the positive EV betting or you don't like arbitrage betting, maybe you are a player prop type of a player and you love apps like PrizePicks, Underdog, DFS apps of that nature, right? Well, lucky for us, OddsJam also offers a fantasy package in which you can use their DFS optimizer. You can see here what it does is it pretty much takes PrizePicks lines or Underdog or any of these Sleeper, any of these sports, any of these DFS apps, I should say. But it takes the line and what PrizePicks is offering, and then it compares it across the market to multiple sportsbooks. You can even say, all right, I want a minimum data points of 4, right? So 4 other sportsbooks that we can bounce this off of, and it's going to give you a % chance to hit based on that. PrizePicks doesn't care about odds, right? So why are we not putting these heavily juiced plays into our PrizePicks slip? For example, Tobias Harris, right? Over 0.5 blocks, 54-ish% chance to hit. Why is that? Well, because DraftKings, minus 130, Caesars, minus 130, Bovada, minus 135, Fliff, minus 150. All of those are fairly juiced plays, whereas PrizePicks odds aren't going to matter. So you're going to want to put these heavily favored plays into your PrizePicks slip. I'm telling you, and I mean it when I say it, this is a great tool if you do want to become a better and more profitable sports bettor. Finding the best odds is crucial. Being able to find mispriced lines is crucial. If you want to go risk-free, arbitrage betting is a way to go. And then having math back your PrizePicks entries is such a game changer. Instead of you just being in there saying, oh, I think player A is going to have more. I think player B is going to have less. Let all of the data that sportsbooks have and all the resources they pour into their research and odds making, let that determine what you're going to roll with. If you want to go and validate it with trends and all that, be my guest, but this is an amazing starting point. Again, guys, if you want to check out OddsJam or any of these tools, make sure to click the link in the description. I'll also have it in the pinned comment. Make sure you use code GUYBOSTON. That will get you the 25% off. It's a paid for tool, but in my opinion, it is well worth the investment. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.